Hey guys, so today I created this Pokemon Go inspired makeup look, doing all Pikachu. So I've got Pikachu eyes, Pikachu lip, even a Pikachu onesie. I also added like little pokeballs in because that's like kind of like the capturing the Pokemon. Even got the app thing. I've loved the app so much. So it's been a huge trend like worldwide. Like it's got more people playing Pokemon Go than there are people on Twitter. So I'm like, I have to create a makeup look on. It is just such a good opportunity. I love Pokemon. So I was like, I love this. This is such a huge thing for me. So of course I'm going to recreate a look for it. I've done step by step, super in depth. If you guys are interested in seeing how I got this look, then please stay watching. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye!
Hi guys! So first of all, I began by putting my headband through my hair to get the hair out of my face, so I have full access to my eyes and face without having any bits of hairs in the way. Then I'm grabbing my ELF eyelid primer in Pearl and applying this with the wand all over my eyes and my eyebrow region. This will help the eyeshadows stick to the eyelid longer, and also as a base to get rid of the skin color and make it like a white canvas. So it's like a blank canvas to work with, so the colors will stick out more when we apply the shadows on, and also just help the eyeshadows to last longer as well. After I've applied my eyeshadow primer, I'm grabbing my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk and applying that all over my eyelid, and then using my Real Techniques buffer brush and blending that out with it. Just using little motions in the crease, blending the jumbo pencil up into the brow area so it covers it all nice and equally. This will also help the colours to stand out more as it's white, so it'll be like a blank canvas, making the colours pop even more. Then I'm grabbing my eye kohl in Black by BYS, and using these Pikachu images as a guide, I'm going to map out the shape of what I want the Pikachu to look like on my eye. So I'm starting off with the tail, doing a zigzag shape up along the edge of my eye to copy Pikachu's tail, and I go past my brow, doing a kind of box shape at the end, and bringing it down, doing that zigzag shape back to meet at the point of the tail again. And I repeat the same process on the other eye as well. The good thing about using an eye kohl is that you can just rub out any mistakes that you've done with your finger, so nothing is set in stone. Like you can just map out the sketch of what you want, and then we'll go over it in something darker later. Once I've done the tail, then I draw a line just above my crease. So instead of doing it in the crease, I'm doing it just above, so when you open your eye you can still see Pikachu there, and he's not covered up by the crease, so when you open your eyes he's still visible. And again, just repeating the same process on the other eye as well, making sure to keep the lines even. You don't want one too high and one too low, so try and keep them as even as possible. And once they're nice and even, we're going to map out where we want the Pikachu ears to go. So I'm just putting a dot down first to make sure that I'm going to have the ears nice and even in the same spot. And then I start drawing out the point of where the ears are going to go. So I draw like a little triangle shape and then do the little black bit at the top, and then repeating the same thing on the other eye and making sure to keep them as even as possible because you want it to be nice and symmetrical. You don't want one ear completely a different angle than the other one. Unless you're fine with that, then you can totally do it. Then I map out where the eyes are going to go. We don't need anything too detailed just at the beginning. We can go into details later. I'm just drawing the spot where the eyes are, the cheeks are, and those little stripes on Pikachu's back are as well. Then I'm going to grab my Morphe MB16 brush, the flat shader brush, and the yellow shade from the Burning Hearts palette, the Buttercup shade I think it's called, and we're going to place that shade all over the lid, so lightly patting it on, doing patting motions. I use the tip of the brush near my lashes area to really wiggle the pigment in there and get it as close to the lashes as possible. I switched to my Morphe M326 brush to get into those little places there, like the ear and around the cheeks and stripes, but otherwise I just use the big thick shader brush just to place the rest of the colour all over the lid. It's just quicker and easier that way. I then switched to this pointed flat shader brush, like it has a tip to it. I got it in this 24 pack off eBay, I'll link it in the description bar below. And I grabbed that red shade from the Sugar Pill palette and I place it all on the cheeks in that circle that we've left there. So just using patting motions, nice and slowly building up that red. Don't do it all at once in case you do make a mistake. It's harder to take shadow away than put it on. So just placing the red in the cheeks and also at the end of the tail to begin the blend from red to brown to orange to yellow. That's why we haven't placed any yellow in the tail yet, because we're going to blend the colours in there. So placing that red at the end of the tail, just the end of it, nowhere else. Then we're going to grab the Morphe 35W palette in this brown shade right here. And we're going to put that in the stripes. This brush is good to get into those little hard to reach areas because it has got a point to it and it's quite thin, so you can use it for more defined work like we are today. And then I'm going to put it in just above that red there, so I'm placing it in those stripes and just above the red. Then I'm going to mix the red shade and the brown shade together and start blending those two shades together in the middle. So where they meet, where the brown meets the red, we're going to just blend that through. So using patting motions, blending the red and brown together, and then we're just repeating that process on the other side as well. Once it's blended in nice and seamlessly, we're going to grab the orange from the Sugar Pill palette and that same brush, and we're just going to apply it from that brown to about halfway into that top half of the tail, just using patting motions, building up that orange colour. Then grabbing that brown shade from the Morphe palette again, the same brown that we used before, we're going to blend the orange and the brown together again like we did with the red. So grabbing a bit of that orange and a bit of that brown, using patting motions, just blending the two colours together. Then I'm going to grab that yellow shade from the Sugar Pill palette that we used before on Pikachu, and we're going to use the same brush again and just placing it into the top point of the tail. I found that the yellow wasn't showing through as much as I'd like, so I grabbed some NYX jumbo pencil and then I used my finger, placed it on the part where the yellow was, and then I just put some more yellow on top, which made it stand out a lot more. Then I blended the orange and the yellow colour together like we did before with the other colours, just placing the two colours and blending them together. And I repeated the same process on the other side of the tail as well, but firstly applying the jumbo pencil this time first because it made the yellow stand out a lot more. And once everything's blended in nice and seamlessly, it can look a little bit crazy because the lines are so light and the shadows are so dark. So this is why we're going to grab our eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, and this pointed shader brush that I was talking about before. It's quite thin, but it comes to a point, and I find it helps me apply the eyeliner a lot better. You can just use the wand itself, which I did use at some bits, but I found using a brush was so much easier to apply the liquid eyeliner. As I'm doing here, I'm just outlining the shadow, the black lines that we applied down before with the kohl, the eye kohl. And I find holding the brush closer to the bristles helped me have a more controlled hand in applying that eyeliner. That's why I'm using a brush. But if you want, you can totally use just the eyeliner wand, like you don't have to do this. But I just found it helped me a lot better with applying the eyeliner. I'm using a liquid liner because I find it leaves a glossier finish and is darker and more pigmented, but if you have a really pigmented black gel liner, you can use that. So as I'm doing here, I'm just outlining all the black lines that we applied down before with the eye kohl, doing a thin black line. Doesn't have to be nice and thick, just something thin so it outlines the shape of Pikachu and makes him stand out a lot more. As you can see here, I'm getting into more detail on Pikachu, so I'm doing his eyeball. I'm leaving a little spot for where the white is going to go, and I'm just drawing a little black circle, kind of replicating the anime eyes. Then I'm grabbing this pointed definer brush. It has a tip to it, and I'm putting it into the NYX jumbo pencil in milk, and I'm applying that white dot to the center of Pikachu's eyes. Then I'm grabbing my black eye kohl by BYS again and mapping out the pokeballs that I want, the spots that I want them in, and just the general shape of them, so that makes sure that they're in the even spots on my face, so that one's not too high and one's not too low. Then I'm growing my Morphe M326 brush again, the definer brush, and that red shade from the Sugar Pill palette again. And I'm going to fill in the top of the pokeball, the red part of it, so just that top half of it. And then I'm growing my NYX jumbo pencil again and that Morphe brush, and we're just filling in the bottom half of the circle. So just filling it in like we did the top half. I made sure to wipe off my Morphe brush so that I didn't have any of that red shadow lingering in the bristles, so that it wouldn't transfer onto the white part. And then I'm grabbing my Morphe brush again, and that white shadow from this Maybelline quad I had. Any matte white shadow will do just fine, guys, so doesn't have to be that exact shadow. And just setting that cream with that white shadow. And then I'm going my liquid eyeliner and that pointer brush again that I filled the outline of Pikachu in before. And I'm just outlining the black lines of the Pokeball. And growing my two mascaras. I do my bottom lashes later on, but for my top lashes I use my Maybelline Mega Volume Plush Mascara. This helps separate my lashes and does volumize them. Then I'm grabbing my Carry lashes from Kmart and this Duo Glue. These are just nice fluffy flirty lashes that don't obscure the eyeshadow, so they won't hide Pikachu too much, so just add to the look, so they'll just enhance that look just that little bit extra. And I glue it as close to my lashes as possible, and then I squeeze my natural lashes and my false lashes together. And once I've glued my lashes down, I'm grabbing my black eye kohl by BYS and filling in my waterline and my tight line, and then I'm bringing that kohl down, smudging it through my lashes. Then I'm grabbing my Morphe M326 brush and that black shadow from the Morphe palette. I'm going to set that eyeliner in place so that it doesn't run during the day, and I'm also going to bring it down through the lashes as well and smudge it out. Then I'm growing my Morphe M139 brush and that brown shade and the red shade, and I'm going to mix those two colours together and blend it through my lash line, blending out that black. Make sure not to bring the colours down too far, otherwise it looks like you've been punched in the face, so keeping it as close to the lashes as possible. And then I'm grabbing that yellow shade with the same Morphe brush, and I'm going to blend that underneath the lash line as well, kind of mixing those colours together and making a nice little smoked out lash line. Then I'm grabbing my Nashio palette and this highlight shade from it. It's a nice gold undertone highlight, as well as enhancing those yellow shadows we've used on Pikachu, as well as adding a nice highlight to the look. So I'm highlighting my brow bone and my inner corner. I also apply bottom lash mascara after this, but my camera cut out so it missed me applying it, but really it's just me applying mascara to my bottom lashes, nothing really special. And now onto my lips. So I've done two lips for you guys, a red lip and my Pikachu lip. So I begin by just applying the red lipstick to my lips. I decided to do the red one just as like a toned down version of the look, so if you didn't want to do a really out there lip like Pikachu, you can just do a red one like this, and that look is complete. That is what it looks like with the red lip. And now onto lip number 2, the Pikachu lip. I got so excited creating this lip for you guys. I was inspired by an image I found on Google, and I was like, I'm definitely going to incorporate this into my look. I absolutely love doing out there kind of looks, and this lip was so out there, and I thought it was so exciting and fun to do. If you want to wear for like a costume, or just, you know, everyday look, whatever suits you. So I begin by applying the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk to my lips, just like I would with normal lipstick. I just roll it onto my lips. Then I grab my flat chisel shader brush, the Morphe MB16 brush, and I apply the yellow shade from the Sugar Pill palette, just patting it onto my lips, building up the colour a bit at a time. It does take a bit of time to do this, so just be patient and build up that colour just a little bit at a time. Once the yellow is nice and opaque, we're going to grab our liquid eyeliner and draw two little roundish triangular eyes on my mouth. And then I grab my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk and that pointer brush that we used before to add the whites to the Pikachu's eyes. And we're going to dab it into the NYX Jumbo Pencil and apply the whites to the eyes. Once we've got two little eyes on our lips, we're going to grab that white jumbo pencil and an angle brush, like an angle definer brush, and dip it into the pencil. And apply two triangles to the corners of my lips as I do here, making sure they're even on both sides. Then using the Morphe M326 brush, I'm grabbing that black shade from the Morphe 35W palette and the yellow shade from the Sugar Pill palette. and applying the yellow to the bottom half of the triangle, creating like an angle in the middle so that when I apply the black there's like a slight angle to it. It's not just half black, half white. It's like more like an ear kind of shape to it, if you get what I mean. And once we've created our two little Pikachu ears, I'm grabbing my NYX jumbo pencil again and that angled brush, and I'm going to create two little Pikachu cheeks. So I'm using white to create the base for the red so that it applies more pigmented. So I'm going to grab my Morphe 326 brush and I'm applying the red from the Sugar Peel palette to my Pikachu cheeks. Then I'm grabbing my black kohl liner and mapping out my Pikachu tail again. So on the side of my mouth I'm creating those zigzag lines in that box shape at the top and then zigzagging back down again. Then I'm grabbing my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk and that pointed definer brush again, and I'm going to be filling in that tail we've created with the NYX Jumbo Pencil. Then I'm grabbing my yellow eyeshadow and the black eyeshadow using my angle brush. I'm going to be applying that black shade to the base of the tail, just the bottom half, and then I'm going to blend it into the yellow on the top half. Then grabbing my liquid black eyeliner, I'm going to be outlining the tail, just outlining those black kohl liner that we placed down before, making it nice and defined, and that is the finished look. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I had so much fun creating it for you. Make sure to tag me in any social media if you recreate this look, and make sure to give me a big thumbs up so I know you enjoyed this video. If you want me to recreate any other Pokemon makeup looks, then comment in the comment section below what you'd like me to do, and a full list of products I use will be listed in the description bar down below. Have an awesome day guys, and enjoy living out your Pokemon fantasy. I know I will be. See ya!